A very popular meme, a Doge, is the Shiba Inu dog. It's a Japanese breed of dog that was all over the internet as a meme. You know what it looks like. We'll post it on there. And he basically combined those two things together and he posted a tweet saying, hey, I'm buying Dogecoin, put the photo of the dog out there on the coin, and it became viral. And so it started as literally a joke.
It's funny to see something that was a joke and still to some extent many consider is, to see how that has grown and developed over time.
Right. And I think you'll get from this episode, it's not quote unquote a joke anymore. It's one of the tipping cryptocurrencies with a very high transaction volume. But the corollary to that is there's many of companies that were very serious, that had their serious idea and plan that in practice became a joke. And I think that's probably most new businesses, just to keep that in the back of your head. But as promised, Blake, tell us, Dogecoin, the cryptocurrency, what are its features?
Right, Matt. So when you look at Dogecoin, the key thing to remember is that it is not based on Bitcoin. So actually, it was based on an existing cryptocurrency called Lucky Coin. Key things to note with that. So whereas Bitcoin has a set block reward, Dogecoin is random. So when someone mines a block, they'll get, a random reward. That was changed later on. So they did go down like a set reward system, but that's not super, super important. What is important is that this coin is inflationary, which means that the total number of coins constantly keeps growing. So it means it's got some really, really interesting economics. So back when Dogecoin originally came onto the scene, they set the amount of coins to 100 billion that would ever come into existence. But then in 2014, Jackson Palmer, who you mentioned from my neck of the woods right now in Sydney, he said, we're going to remove that and there's going to be no cap, which means that it makes some interesting numbers because it just means that your total supply is totally growing. So right now, I think, when I checked this out like yesterday, the circulating supply was 117 billion.
Humor is viral. It's an effective way to grow a business. There are many examples of this. But when I say business, Dogecoin is not a business. It's a protocol. And last year, Jackson Palmer, who we talked about, the founder, the guy who created Dogecoin, he's not really part of the community anymore. And he says, quote, started as a joke, and I hope it stays that way. As a way to an indicator for cryptocurrencies in general. If Dogecoin goes up so much, then wow, that's just showing that this joke coin is worth $2 billion, that the market's in a sense of mania. But the current Dogecoin Foundation and members of the community, some of them have not taken kindly to Jackson. Because for them, it's, hey, this is legitimate cryptocurrency. But it just proves that they are protocols and not companies, meaning that the founder can leave and talk about it and it continues on.
It's a very interesting point, right? I think in this space right now, there's a big push to make everything, very professional and go down and rightly so in a lot of cases, there needs to be some kind of confidence in these products and these services. But there is also room for something like a Dogecoin where it has a bit of humor. And I think as well, where you see the roots of where cryptocurrency and Bitcoin came from, there always was a bit of humor. So I think that, it's kind of good to still have that in this space. And I think it's much needed.